Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of music production with Asi Vidal. In this episode, I'm gonna walk you through my project that I going to release this week. This is called Social Gathering. I will show you what I did inside this project and tips and tricks that might be helpful for you. So if you're ready, let's go. Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today for another episode of Producing EDM with Asi Vidal, which is my new content that I'm gonna create once a week. Open a project that I'm working on or about to release and show you exactly what I did in this project, talk about it, give you some tips and tricks, show you the tools that I use for mixing, mastering, MIDI processing, and try to show you behind the scenes of music production. Alright, so today we have a track called Social Gathering, which for me was inspired by the start of the pandemic, sitting at home, wishing that we get together again, dance, music, social events, and I was listening to a sequence on VPS Avenger that I really liked. I will play to you. Not sure if you can hear it. Let's test it again. It's right now. I cannot hear it for some reason. I'm not sure why. Let's see. Doesn't get anything out. Alright, so it was just a simple trance sequence that I really liked, and I decided to recreate it or create something similar with the same feeling. And I will play you some parts and I will go over it. As you can see, I use the Logic DAW. I have 40 channels in this project. So this was the intro. As you can see, I have 8 bars of the kick with a filter, and then the second 8 bars is the same kick without the filter, so you can feel the build up before the actually first breakdown. This is for the mixing for DJ, so they can mix like about 30 seconds at least before the song is ending. There is some bass and synth to create the groove, and not much for the intro. Some fills, drum loop, risers before the first breakdown. When the breakdowns arrive after 2 8 bars, this is what you hear. So I really like this feeling of this arpeggio, and you know, it's always going up, same loop, you can repeat it again and again with a different variation, and I just recreated it, add some different layers that based on different synths. My favorite synths for the leads are Serum, that give you a lot of options to manipulate the sound, and Nexus, the Nexus 3. I really like it. I like to do some modulation on the sound to create always moving inside the sound itself. And then after 8 bars there is a riser with a loop of the lead that goes to the first drop. As you can hear, the first drop is coming in with a fat kick, the bass line, and some hi-hats groove building up. What I use for the bass line is the Nexus. I always send it to a group which I call the bass, so I can treat the whole layers of the bass separately from the other channels in the mix. I like to put saturation, OTT. I like to add some of it, even if it's like only 20%, sometimes more, sometimes less. But this is something that adds some body to the bass line, to the bass. Some EQ, compression, LFO tool, so every time the kick hit, it's a little bit ducking under the kick drum. Smack attack is one of my favorite, to always make sure that the bass line have enough attack and actually cutting through the mix. So I add it on the bass line and on the kick drums, sometimes on the snare, sometimes on the leads. It depends if I need this extra push without adding too much volume to make it heard and cut through the mix. And then some more EQ. And after 8 bars, I'm introducing a new a pluck sound groove melody that sitting on top of this bass line. This melody is actually built from 2 different synths. Both of them are sounds from the Nexus. On each one have a little bit different effects. One I added a little bit flanger to create some movement, and the other one some chorus. So it's not like steady. It's always changing a little bit, and as well some LFOs inside the synth itself, and let's hear it. So after again 2 times 8 bars of this melody, we go into the second breakdown. The second breakdown is a little bit more fatter arpeggio line, double layers with harmonic pad that play the chords in the first 8 bar, and then second 8 bar with some more tension, and then going to a big riser to the second drop, which is the whole parts of the track playing together. Let's hear it. As you can see, it's have a little bit old school trance vibe, which I really like for my new project that I'm working on, Psytro Killer. I'm gonna be releasing a new track every week, and all of them will have this psychedelic trance inspired, but still in the electro house, progressive, between 130 to 140 BPM. And this is the first one, so expect some more of this style later. Hope you like it. If you have any question regarding this, please write it in the comments or send it to me via a message. So after this big drop, it's going another time to the pluck melody. And then going to an outro, another 2 times 8 bar, so you can mix it smoothly to the next song. For mastering, the mastering of the track, what I used here is normally what I use on all of my tracks, is the Ozone. The Ozone 9 is great for mastering. It's even give you the option to it's called Master Assistant. It's learning your track and tell you what it needs, offer you what is good for you to use, and then you can tweak it. Of course, it's a starting point, always starting with the Master Assistant, and then I add my own. Normally it's a basic equalizing the track dynamic, and then dynamic EQ, dynamic to compress separate frequencies and control each frequency level or frequency range separately, and then at the end adding some exciter imager to open the stereo, and of course the maximizer to push up the volume as much as you can without like to ruin the sound of your track. So basically that's it for today. Hope you like it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next week for another episode of Producing EDM with Asi Vidal. Cheers.